Welcome to the Fashionista Life podcast. I'm your host, Jennifer Johnson. If you found yourself here, it may mean that you're looking for courage, clarity, or maybe confidence in some part of your life. Or maybe you just want to be entertained, and that is great as well. Let's go ahead, my friends, and get started. Today, we welcome into the studio Jen Cail. She owns Medrano and Cail Bookkeeping Professionals in Naples, and they assist small business owners with their finances so they can focus on what they love most. Welcome.
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I have got to say, so literally before we came on air, we had this whole idea of what we were going to do, and we'll see if we actually even get there.
Probably won't.
Right. It was supposed to be entitled The 5 Things That Small Business Owners Should Know.
Right.
Okay. But we got on a different topic when you walked in the store, and I don't know how it came up. Maybe it's because of all the pink on my desk over here.
Pink headphones.
Pink headphones. I was talking about why I don't have pink headphones and saying I need to make sure that I get my pink headphones. And you said, I love pink,
but I no longer wear it.
Okay. I want you to tell this story because I'm really irritated right now.
Okay.
Okay. I'm irritated. I'm kind of fired up.
Okay.
But
well,
I want
good.
you, yeah. Because everybody
women empowering.
Exactly right. Everybody that knows me knows that I love pink.
I know.
And knows that I know it's all about branding, but please tell your story.
Yes. So I absolutely love pink. And in my former career,
what did you used to do?
Federal law enforcement.
Oh my gosh.
Structural,
right.
You don't wear a lot of color. It's boring kind of thing. So came out, started the business, and I had one client, kind of one of my first clients, very affluent gentleman in Naples, owns a lot of Naples, just a well-known person. And I won't say who it is. Walked into the office one day and I had my pink laptop. I had on my pink Kate Spade bag. I had pink on, and he is just not impressed at all. I impress him with the verbiage. I impress him with everything I have to show. We book a second appointment. He comes to my office. He sees all this pink. And again, I love pink. It's my color. As you can share in that pink. He's like, pink is not the color of strong women. It is of a little girl. He goes, you will not make it in this industry. And I don't want anyone on my team that relies on pink as a color to show themselves. And he's just continuing to just say, if you want to make it in Naples, you want your business to flourish, you want your business to stand out, you have to get away from this little girl mentality of pink is this color. Pink is not a strong color.
Did you guys hear her? She said little girl mentality. I'm sitting over here biting my lip. I thought she thought I was going to like jump over the counter or the desk when she was telling me about this. I can't believe that.
It was hard to listen to. And I thought, oh my goodness, why did I choose pink? Why do I have pink all over? And to me, it's just showing what I love. I have pink. It's, it's fashionable. You wear pink all over. I love it. Yeah. I get jealous because I can't wear pink.
But you can wear pink.
I can wear pink. And I'm slowly getting back to it. However, I have let that negatively impact my brands and my mentality because I will not wear strong colors. I will, if you see me, I'm always, in more conservative colors. Again, falling back into that businesswoman type, a very corporate world, which is where this individual was. And just stuff he told me really stuck out. And I'm like, is that how I'm being seen as a little girl coming out into this accounting world where it's just male dominant? And I'm here trying to tell this individual, guide him in his future with his finances. And he's telling me, well, first he said he could be my grandfather 3 times over.
And look at how this has affected you now. Like this was how long ago? And now
3 years ago.
Yeah, and now you're still stuck in that. I can't be who I really am, essentially.
Essentially with the color, yes. I'm very myself, being direct. My verbiage, I'm outspoken. I will be very, I love my clients, love them. However, being true to myself, I tell my staff, I had a pink notebook. I had everything was pink.
As you're sitting over here looking at all my pink stuff.
And it just went from, I no longer have that to, okay, let me go back to the conservative colors that I know. Let me get the brown purses, the black pants, the more of the white with maybe stripes. Let's do a little bit of color, maybe coming in a little bit. Maybe a more red and, not so much.
So I know. Because I look at, so him making the statement that it's not a color of power.
It's not a color of power. And he would not trust the judgment of someone who cannot.
So that's very shallow.
And that's his insecurities that
Right, it
obviously
is.
reflected on me, and I allowed it to. But when I was speaking to him, I was so impressed with his history. I was so impressed with who he was and everything he's built that I was like, oh my goodness. No, I'm first thinking that his office is very boring because it's very corporate.
Right.
I'm like, is this what I want to be?
Right.
And I don't, which is why my business is a little bit different. I go to the people's offices. I meet in my coffee shops. It's very flexible. I don't want it to be make the appointment in my office. This is where we're only meeting.
Right.
However, as being true to myself, I'm going back to more pink. However, I have been a bit more just cautious. And it's hard because you don't want a man ever to tell you their opinion.
Absolutely not. Not like that.
Not like that.
Because that's basically saying, don't be who you are. This is who we want to mold you to be.
Correct.
And it affects people longer than you think it does.
Correct.
And look at you. Yes, you're true to yourself and in the essential core of who you are, but you can't.
I can't even wear a color without thinking, what is the perception going to me of the other person on the other side? And is this a client that I still want to have?
That's the question that you have to ask yourself, because if I can't be who I can't wear my pink and be who I want to be, and yes, I have all the knowledge behind me, do I want to work with that person?
And I don't. No. And I didn't.
And that takes, you have to have guts, or I say it, you have to have guts to go, wait a second, is this true to me? Is this part of my value system? I do a whole thing on core values.
Right.
And it's looking at that saying, no, you don't fit that. No, I'm not letting you into my world, or you're gone. I'm firing you.
And as a new business owner, especially in Naples, at least to myself, I took this as, am I going to start my business this way, or which way am I going to start? So even though I did attempt to stay to my core values, I did let him hinder a bit more of what my branding, what my personality is.
Because I think we all do that at some point in our lives, especially just getting started out. We're like, well, what if he's my only client that I have? What if I don't?
Or what if he speaks negatively of you?
Right. We're always going to have that stuff in the back of our mind, and that drives us to a point. But we just have to get out of what, other people's opinions of us are none of our business.
Right.
Until they are.
And now that looking back, I regret making that decision. Obviously, you look back.
Right.
But as a new business owner coming out, it was COVID.
Of course.
You're such in an area where just like, let's prove yourself, because in Naples, you have to prove yourself.
Right.
And especially with finances, no one's going to just say, oh, you're the new bookkeeper in town, I'm going to go with you.
Right.
It's a trust relationship. And that's why I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, I think you've proven them wrong. Get into your pink again, because
I
girl, pink it up. Pink up this town.
I'm going to have to go to your shop and go buy more pink.
On.
I know.
I want that for you.
Right.
I do, because I think it's
well, I did buy some, I bought some dresses the other day for events coming up, and it has a lot more color. So I was very excited about that.
Good. Yeah. Get back to that.
I know.
Get back to that. It's going to just bring that much more joy to your life, I think.
It is, and it will. And I still have my pink laptop, and
good.
I bought a pink book bag, and it's kind of funny. So it's slowly coming back, but I still get some comments. I will tell you, I still get some comments about, why do you have so much pink and you're in the accounting world? Or look at all your pink. And I'm like, I know, look at all my pink.
So you're right. So look, you can use that as an advantage.
Right.
They're not going to forget you, because branding all comes down to, what are you known for?
Right.
Right. And if you're known,
hopefully not the pink lady who knows numbers, because that would be a little bit different.
Oh, that would be all right. The pink lady that knows numbers
could be. Yeah.
That lady. Could be.
Yeah.
You could truly use it towards your advantage. It's all about branding.
Right. And it is.
It totally is. And I know we were coming into this podcast to talk about something different.
It's fine. And this is much more important, though, because I will say this is huge, especially for new business owners, which is what we'll talk about eventually. But is just staying true to yourself. And it's hard, because I tell every single business owner that I meet that starts off, what do you love and how do you want to show it? And I'm like, I should have listened to myself.
It's okay, because but
now I do.
Yes. Good.
I'm like, okay.
Proud of you for that, because, you're right. Yeah. You listen to other people.
I do. And it negatively affected myself and my business because of how again, now it's just people show up to my office. They're like, oh, wow. I'm like, yeah, I love it. Don't you love it?
Embrace it.
I know.
Embrace it. Is your closet overflowing? Or maybe your kids' closets are as well. Or maybe you just want to redecorate your house. If you're wondering what to do with all that stuff that you've accumulated, Bring it all to True Fashionistas or even ship it to them for free, and they'll sell your unwanted items for you. They take away all the hassle by doing all the work, and all you have to do is sit back and collect your money. You can reach out to them online at truefashionistas.com. Come into the store or check them out on Facebook or Instagram, and that is truefashionistas.com. Welcome back, friends. We are back in studio today with Jen Cail, who is the owner of Medrano and Cail Bookkeeping Professionals in Naples. Now we're going to get down and talk about what we actually we're going to talk about. Begin with. We're going to talk about 5 things that small business owners should all know.
All right. So 5 things. I even wrote them down because it is important. Cash flow is important.
Okay.
How are you going to run your business if you don't know if you have cash?
Okay. So tell us what cash flow actually is.
Cash flow is knowing, do you have the actual margins and profits to hire people, to invest, to bring assets into your business? What do you have the cash flow for? What is cash? You need cash in your business. You need to know that. Do you have the liquid cash? Do you have the cash to hire? Do you have the cash to buy? Can you survive your business if something happened and you needed to depend on that cash flow?
Like the pandemic.
So
I know I've heard this before. Yeah. Oh, well, why can't I just look and see what I have in my bank account?
Your bank account doesn't have the true picture. What is your budget? What are your expenses? What are your future expenses that you don't know about? What if something happens? And that's important. It's called cash flow forecasting. That's basically what we tell my clients. Let's do some cash flow forecasting.
Okay.
And they'll say, okay, what does this look like? All right. Let's get 6 months of expenses. Do you have enough equity or cash in your business to determine if you can survive 6 months without any new income?
Whoa.
That's huge.
Okay, so that sounds really scary.
It does. But if you prepare for it, it's not going to be scary because you will be prepared.
And if you don't have that, you build up to
plan for it and you build it and you say, what am I spending on now that I don't need? And what does that look like in the future for when I do need it? For example, hiring too quickly. Yes, we all need employees. We all do need to hire. However, do we need to hire 10 people or can we hire 2 that can do many different things in your business? And you take on some of that as well. It all looks into what does your business model look like as well, which is why you need updated financial reports. So many people come to me and say, oh, I haven't done anything for 2022. I'm like, it is April 2023. And they're like, I have no idea what's going on. I make, let's just say $1 million. And at the end of the day, I don't have enough to pay my personal bills. And I said, I understand because you're fronting a lot of that money as well. You're not getting paid your accounts receivable. You have outstanding invoices. You're just not following up. So cash flow is important as well as updated financial reports. Those are 2 main things.
Those are the 2. Update. What was the second one? Updated
your financial reports. So updating your financial reports, actually working with your bookkeeper, working with your advisors, anyone to get those reports going. Is everything categorized correctly? What does it look like? There's people that use QuickBooks. QuickBooks it's great. It's universal. It's great. But then they go in and they think, oh, I could do this on myself. I can watch a YouTube video.
My gosh.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Or I get business owners. Every Sunday, I'm spending 10 hours trying to catch up my books. I'm like, okay, could you have done something else with those 10 hours? Is this an investment that you would have looked at? What does that look like if you love doing your numbers, great.
But has anyone actually ever said that, to be honest with you?
Former CPAs, maybe.
Because I'm telling you, I don't math.
Right.
So, I love numbers.
Right.
Said Jennifer never.
Yeah. It's when you love numbers when you know the money's coming in and you can keep some of that money.
Yeah. That's when you love the numbers.
Exactly. The third thing I would tell people is definitely understanding your market.
Okay.
Making sure you look at what does your market need? What are the services? You can't just start a business without understanding what your services are going to provide and to what niche. So that's a huge thing for people because they start with one vision and then they branch out, which is okay. But just understand that your market's going to change. Sometimes, again, the pandemic.
Right.
How many people started going online? And you had to shift your business model. So that's one. Another one is focus on customer satisfaction. Okay. This is huge. As a service industry, customer satisfaction is important. It's difficult because people say, oh, don't worry, I'll get another customer. But unfortunately, you want to make sure you do the best through every customer. And it's hard. Trust me, I know it's hard because I deal with clients every single day. I have them texting, emailing, and I'm like, this is very difficult. But customer satisfaction is essential to the business growth.
That's very true. And you can do surveys of your customers.
Correct. And get Google reviews or just talk to them.
Right. Exactly.
Pick up the phone and say, hey, how's business going with us?
Right.
Is there something I'm lacking? I call up my clients once a quarter and said, what's going on?
Great.
We still doing great? Or is there something I'm missing? Have I slipped up? What's going on with my team? Sometimes there are clients that only meet quarterly. And when I talk to them, like, what else can I support you with?
That's great.
It's just customer satisfaction is necessary.
Right.
And
that was number 4?
Yeah. Okay. And then number 5 is plan for the future.
Okay.
If you don't plan for the future, you're not going to create the future you want, and you're not going to be prepared for the future you were unexpecting.
So I love that. Okay, so say that again.
You can't create the future that you love, and you can't plan for the future that's unexpected. We can't control everything, but we can plan for it. So that means let's look at numbers. You look at the whole business as a whole. If you're burnt out in a certain way, which after tax season,
yeah. Oh, we just finished. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
We're burnt out. How does this negatively affect any business? You know, I look internally and I say, okay, me being burnt out, is that going to affect my employees? Is that going to affect my clients? What does that look like? I need to plan for my future.
Right.
So at the beginning of tax season, I say, okay, to my employees, we're going to take a little bit break after tax season. And then we're going to reevaluate what did we not like about this tax season and how are we going to change it?
Wow.
So we plan for the future. Those are 5 huge things I always recommend.
They are.
Yeah.
Really eye-opening, and they're obvious, but not obvious when you're in the thick of it, when you're in the weeds.
Correct.
As
and
I
when
said.
You're in the weeds, how do you get out?
Right.
That's a problem. So you plan for it.
You need someone to help you.
Exactly. I did have one client, she is a coach and I love her. And she said to me, just plan your breakdowns. I said, oh, okay. She's like, just
plan your breakdowns.
Plan your breakdowns. Okay. She's like, make sure you plan a breakdown for after tax season and plan one for before tax season. Plan your breakdown.
That's funny.
Okay.
What does that look like?
Who knows? I haven't planned mine yet, so I don't know. But it just puts it in, you're going to have it.
Right.
You're going to get to a point where you want to give up. Just plan for what that looks like and how you're going to get up and keep moving forward.
I think we've all been there at some point, and many points, you know, it could be weekly for some people.
What is the biggest stress in a business and personal world?
Money.
Money.
Always money.
You can't control it, but you can assist yourself in knowing that, hey, it's going to get better.
Right.
Or maybe it's not getting better. What can we do to change?
Yeah.
Because as we know, businesses, ups and flows. So what can we do to help them?
Love it. I love our conversation today. Jen, if our audience wants to get a hold of you, how can they reach out to you?
Perfect. So they can go to my website, www.medranoandcail.com, MEDRANOANDCAIL.com.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Of course. Or they can just legitimately text or call at 239-610-5056.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Social media is also huge too. So Instagram, Medrano and Cail, Facebook as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on today.
Having me.
Absolutely. It was such a pleasure.
Yes.
And thank you, my friends, for joining me today and every week here on The Fashionista Life, brought to you by True Fashionistas. If you want a deeper dive, head to my website, thefashionistalife.com, to sign up for my weekly newsletters where we take a deeper dive each week into a new topic. Have a fabulous day.